Welcome to another episode of the Loose Head Show. I'm your host, Dylan.
I'm Keenan, aka OVO Giant.
Come
Good
on.
to be back. Let's go.
It's England.
It's that time of
It
the
might be
year.
cold outside, but I'm heating up inside. England, big game this weekend.
Yeah, Russia has released his team.
Guys, there's
There's a lot to talk about.
a lot.
We
Here's
have
the
to
team.
break this down.
Here's the team right here. How are we going to break it down? Okay, so Rassi surprised us this morning.
On a Monday.
On a Monday morning, where we thought maybe you would post the Tuesday or the Wednesday, so we would have time to show you guys our predicted teams for the weekend. But he beat us to it, but that's a Rashi thing.
But because we care about you guys so much and because we want this to be a hot and fresh debate, we decided to record again. And we are dropping our team reaction today to now.
So we will go through the team and then we'll also show you guys the teams that we have predicted before Rashi announced the team. There's nothing else we can do.
But I want to, before we get started, I always say I'll give credit where credit is due. Well done to my guy Dylan. Starting 15
out of 15.
To the T.
That's me.
15 out of
Rashi
15,
and I,
100%.
We are cousins.
You have his number. I'm convinced you have his number.
Because I did call Manny Lebok, remember? He wasn't going to make it in the last game.
Yeah, you did. You did.
Anyway.
Well done. Well done.
Thank you. That's another forfeit for Keenan in the next episode.
Hopefully I get the score right.
Yeah. We're going to show you guys our score predictions as well. So let's dive straight into it. Start front row.
Oxenchair, Malcolm Marx, Thomas de Toy, Urban Etzebeth, Ruan Norkia, Pieter Stef de Toy, Jasper Wiese.
And Siya Kolisi.
Siya Kolisi, the captain.
You almost forgot the captain.
Yeah, that's bad, eh?
Because you wanted Paul de Villiers there. But anyway, I think very strong pack. Very, very strong pack. Yeah. I like the front row.
I think the biggest discussion...
The jet train to Toy.
Yes. The biggest discussion comes with regards to the bench and how we're going to maneuver things around come the 60th, come injuries or anything like that. I think that's where we're going to have the biggest talking points. But yeah, on paper, very good team.
Very strong team. I actually saw this morning someone in England, this guy that always works and everyone knows, that guy, forgot his name, PS Sport or something like that. But he, like as an England fan, he was an English fan. He is an English fan. Like even he said, like you can't criticize anyone in the starting lineup, and that just shows how strong we actually are. You know,
it's a brilliant starting 15. It's a World Cup winning starting 15, except for Ruan Norkia. Thomas de Toit, I'm very excited to see him play for the Springboks. Had a brilliant season with Bath. So yeah, very excited to see Malcolm Marx come back from injury as well. I think that's going to be good for us. And yeah, anything else in the pack that you think?
I think Pieter Stef is just gonna outshine everyone, Pollock included.
Wow, that's big for you.
I love Henry Pollock, but not this weekend. I hope he performs well, just for the hate that he has, all this hate on him. I hope he, even if he scores a try, celebrate, brother. I don't mind it. As long as we get a W and we win.
I just hope he gets going, gets a bit of a run up, and gets absolutely folded by Urban Etzebeth. That's the only thing.
That would be so nice. But I do maybe think Rashid probably said something to them already about him. Don't let him embarrass you.
Yeah, definitely. I'll go even further to say that I think a lot of the team selection is around countering that energy that Henry Pollock brings. But we'll talk about that when we get to the replacements. Backline. Grant Williams, Manny Lebok, Kurtley Arendse, Cheslin Colby, Damian Delende, Jesse Creel, and at fullback, Damian Willemse.
That's Asho speed. That is Asho speed.
That
is pure pace.
A crazy backline.
Pure skill.
What do they call them? The Scrum Half Mafia is back. Scrum Cap Mafia is back. But very exciting backline. It's a backline I think we agreed on for the most part.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Ambrose Papiri wanted in.
Yeah, I wanted Ambrose in. But let's get to the bench, the biggest talking point.
Yeah. So I got 15 out of 15 for the starting lineup, and you got 13 out of 15.
Yes.
The replacements were both screwed. Basically.
Yeah, definitely.
We both got Jan Hendricks Wessels. No, we didn't. We got Grobler.
You got Grobler.
Grobler.
Got Grobler.
I didn't even think of him.
Yeah,
I honestly
because
didn't.
he's that prop hooker
Hooker,
hybrid.
yes,
Yeah,
yes, I
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
think of him. Steenkamp we also didn't get, and
No,
Zach we didn't get.
no.
So,
It's a
what do you think this replacement for Andrew can do against
so.
England?
Yeah, I think it's still solid. I mean, Gerard Steenkamp is a very good scrummager. Zachary Porten is also a very good scrummager and ball carrier. Jan Hendrik Wessels gets around the park as well. So I think in terms of mobility, really good replacements. But then in terms of the front row that we thought was going to play, it was Johan Grobbelaar. I think he's another feature type of
Yes,
hooker, and I think that's why we went for him. Nkunu,
sure.
probably the best
Yeah, I think
prop in the
yeah.
world at the moment. Like
He,
he's been doing really, really well.
I honestly thought Rassi was gonna choose him.
And then Volkolo, we also both picked Volkolo, but Rassi explained that Volkolo's going through some personal stuff with his
Oh, okay.
family. Just thoughts and praise to him. But yeah, other than that, I'm not too upset about it. But I do think those guys that we did mention, based on form, deserves a call up
100%.
or a cap at some point in the
Definitely.
Nations
Mm.
Championship. Then the interesting part is we do not have a specialist lock on the bench, and we do not have a specialist number 10 on the bench.
I did call Marco van Staden though.
You did well
I
done,
did
well
because
done.
and my reason for Marco van Staden is you need a bully to
Mhm.
come on, and he's gonna run straight at Pollock, and Pollock's gonna be on his
For
ass.
yeah, 100%. And that physicality in the
Mm,
60th or 55th minute, it's just going to be a lot for
mm,
England to deal with. But one thing that I do want Marco van Staden to work on is his discipline.
mm.
Like there's too many penalties that he gives away. He's a bit of a yellow card risk as well. But if he sorts that out, I'm very happy.
Yeah, and he's a feature as well, so he can
Yeah,
get us some ball.
I'm always happy with us disrupting the rucks, especially against a team like
Mm.
England.
So I think Cameron Hanekom actually he had a decent season. I like him.
Deserved call
I
up.
like Cameron
Yeah,
Hanekom.
me too.
And it's good to see him. I'm just like you said, you mentioned the lock story. The only cover lock that we have is Peter Steff.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe Cameron Hanekom is probably gonna fall in at lock. I don't know.
I think it's
Maybe
Peter,
Rassi.
Steph, and then Cameron to flank.
Yeah, something like that.
But I don't see even. First of all, we know that Ruan Nokia has an engine on him. We
Yeah.
know he can go full
Mm.
80 minutes. But I do not see Eben Etzebeth playing a full 80 minutes. So I do think it's Peter Steph to the lock position and then Cameron Hanekom either to number 8 or to flank.
Yeah. And then scrum off, Kobus Reinach.
I mean, for me, Kobus had quite a serious injury. It looked like a serious injury. In terms of the team that I selected, I went for Ambrose Papier and then Herschel Yankees. For me, it just doesn't make sense to have
Yeah,
both
you're
of
right.
those
Who
guys.
you chose didn't make sense. You're right, Con.
No, it doesn't make sense to have these guys in the team that you know exactly what they can do against England. We know what Grant Williams can do against England. We know what Kobus Reinach can do against England.
Yeah. So you're saying you
Um,
shouldn't choose them because of that?
I think it would have made sense to give the guys an opportunity that haven't played against this sort of opposition a
Nah.
chance to see if they can hang with this sort of opposition.
I
Because
think
you play them against Wales or Scotland, we know they're going to play their game. It's maybe going to be a bit easier, especially against Wales. England is one of the top 4 teams in the world, top 5
yeah.
teams in the world.
Okay. Now
We needed to see what they've got.
I'm gonna count to you is England's the first match. We cannot lose. I told you this yesterday already. We cannot lose to England in our first match. Testing Papier and Kobus, I mean, and Herschel wouldn't make sense to me. I would maybe have Papier on the bench because that's what I went with. Remember, I still had Kobus Reinach and then I switched it to Papier.
Yes, yes, yes.
And then I had, okay, we're still going to get there.
Quinone.
Q and Onya. But you saying you shouldn't test them because you know they're going to play. But then what's the point of using Herschel and Papier if Grant and Kobus is always going to be the players who they're going to choose for the important matches?
It's something that I've always stated and I've been very consistent in. I am maybe to a point where I'm too scarred by the fact of what happened with Andre Pollard prior to the 2023 World Cup. And this was going to be my question to you. What does selecting this starting 15 do for us in terms of our preparation for next year's World Cup? Because Here's two things, right? That's my first question. My second question is, we always boast about the depth of the Springbok team. We've always said, you also said,
Mm,
we believe that anyone that puts on that jersey, all of these squad players that Rassie has selected, we feel could do the job against any international team, right? Because we're the Springboks, the greatest team in the world. We have amazing depth, and even those from outside of South Africa talk about our depth. So why is it that we are so scared of playing guys that are on the fringes, that are part of this amazing system, and guys that are in form and not giving them a chance against the big boys? Because what happens, God forbid, that a Damian De Allende, a Jesse Creel, a Grant Williams, or a Kobus Reinach gets injured? Then you throw again, similar to 2023, you throw a player like Herschel Yankees or Ambrose Papier into the deep end with no experience against top level opposition. That is why I'm like, what does selecting the starting 15? Not that they're bad, that's not what I'm saying. This for me, if the World Cup final was played tomorrow, this for me would be our starting 15.
mm.
But what does that do for us in terms of preparation for the World Cup?
I get where you're coming from, and I agree with you to an extent. It's just that for me, I feel like England, if it wasn't England, like
Do
if
you feel like those guys can't beat England? Do you feel like a Ambrose Papier is not good enough to
Ambrose,
play
yes.
against England?
Ambrose, yes. Herschel, no.
Yeah, Herschel, okay, we agree with
Ambrose,
that.
yes. Um, I would say I definitely agree with what you're saying because Rassie has mentioned before that they're good enough to play for the Springboks and start for the Springboks, but now why are we not using them?
Yeah.
I do think Riley Norton would have made the team, but he's injured now.
Yes, he got a hamstring
So I
injury.
feel like Rassie will always throw in maybe one or two youngsters, but he'll never throw in like 4 to 5 in the starting lineup, right? So maybe Riley Norton would have started, or um, who else?
But there's absolutely no one here that hasn't played against England. In the starting 15, there's no one that has. And this is where I'm at with Rassie at the moment. I'm going to take everything that Rassie says with a pinch of salt.
Mm.
Because Rassie said Faf isn't in the team because Faf, he knows what he gets from Faf. Now, are you telling me that Rassie doesn't know what any of these players from 1 to 15, he doesn't know what he gets from these players? And to take it even further, he doesn't know what he gets from these players against the opposition like England. You can't say it because these guys
Yeah,
have been playing against England,
that's valid.
home and away.
That is valid.
So I can't fault Rassie for not giving us his complete game plan. I completely understand that. But at the end of the day, I thought some of the press conferences is for us as fans as well to understand the thinking of the Springbok squad. But with where we are now and with these team selections, I will take any of his commentary with a pinch of salt. And
True.
it's a bit disappointing. If I have to be completely honest, it's a bit disappointing for me because we have so much depth in South Africa. This is a prime opportunity for us to give guys opportunity on the big stage, and it just hasn't been taken. It
I think
really hasn't been taken.
the only youngster here is Zach. No one else.
No one else. And these guys, like, I have massive respect for all of these guys. They've won 2 World Cups already, all of those sort of things. But they are getting up there in age.
Mm.
And with getting up there in age, injuries are a possibility.
But do you not think that maybe Rassie's plan is, just hear me out,
Yeah, yeah.
he replaces them at one go. This is the team now, and after the World Cup, all the old Balis leave, fresh youngsters in, and they play together. They start together, they lose together, they win together, and they become the next Springbok team like this
For
that
sure.
wins 2 back-to-back World Cups.
That's just for me. I've been here before as a Springbok supporter. I mean, how many of you guys know the Canterbury Springbok time? Like
Come
that.
on, throwback.
That's a throwback of now. 2015. We took a lot of the guys and a Victor Matfield. We'd send out the SOS for Victor Matfield, also last minute.
Mm.
Couldn't hang with the All Blacks in the semi-final. Couldn't, take that final step, that energy that's needed that you get from youngsters. Um, I don't understand it. I really, really don't understand it. I'm very confident that we could win against England on
Could
Saturday.
or will?
Will
Will?
win against
Will?
England on Saturday because of this team. just in terms of long-term planning, I don't agree with the squad selection.
True, I hear where you're coming from. I just feel like I would go with this team as well. Like you said, if we go in the World Cup final tomorrow, you're choosing this team on paper. And the only reason because we can't lose to England in our first game.
100%.
Test the youngsters, let them play against Wales, let them play against Italy, let them play against
Scotland.
Scotland. They can even play against Australia. Like, test them there. Australia's a good test. Like, they're top 5.
No, they're not.
Surely.
They
Okay, so who's your top 5?
Top 5
without us, eh?
Without us. France,
Ireland,
All
England,
Blacks,
England, and Australia.
No, there must be someone. Scotland's better than.
No, they're not.
Scotland's better
No,
than Australia.
they're not.
Wait,
Scotland is not better than Australia.
World Rugby Rankings.
Are you basing it off rankings?
No, but the rankings for me is very accurate. But Scotland for me, if they play tomorrow, Scotland is putting Australia in.
No, I'm not saying that Scotland's bad, but I will never choose the Northern Hemisphere against us.
Australia is currently 8th in the world.
Yeah, but this doesn't matter.
Argentina, forgot about Argentina.
This doesn't matter. Okay. So you saying you? Oh wait, is it this side?
Yeah.
Oh, is that women?
Yeah.
Where's South Africa's women? Is England on top of it?
Yeah. But going on to the rest of the team, Cobus Reinach, Andre Esterhuizen, we know it's a hybrid, could cover flank as well. So maybe that's the move as well for Pieter-Steph to go to lock, and then Andre Esterhuizen covers 7. And then Kane Moody, we know he can cover wing. So that possibly means, and fullback. So that possibly means if Mani gets injured, Damian Willemse to 10, Kane Moody to 15.
Or to wing Cheslin fullback.
Yes, either way, we got options. That I will give credit to Rassie. He created a lot of hybridity. Is that a word?
It's not one.
Now it's a word. So yeah, he did create a lot of that, and that's what you can see from this bench.
Score predictions?
I'm going to stick to my score prediction even more so now. I
wish we had England's team right now. It would be so fun.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Those guys need to first analyze what's going on here.
Do you think Rassie did this on purpose?
Yes.
He always does something on purpose.
This to me looks like we're going to play a running game. I don't see a forward dominating, like we're going to try to make them suck, that sort of thing. I don't see that happening. I see this as us trying to match them in terms of, creativity, in terms of a running game. That's what I see from this team. There's no sort of out and out big forwards. We didn't go with a 6-2 split. It seems like we're going to try to match them. And on the high felt, I can see us doing it. So I say South Africa by 20.
And your score?
My score is South Africa 34, England 14.
Okay.
I'll give a try to Henry Pollock.
Come on.
Early doors, he scores a try. And then after that, he gets folded. Ribbers, seer, klaar.
Yo, but imagine the scenes though if he scores.
Yeah, no, he's gonna go wild. I think he has a celebration prepared for if he scores.
It's probably this. It's probably that.
But yeah, every video I see a different video of this guy every day, and each of the videos infuriates me even more. The latest one is him DJing, mixing completely terribly.
That's Pollock.
But
Pollock the goat.
Rassie, just give me 2 minutes with that guy, man. Just 2 minutes from the bench.
Those guys double down on it.
Your score prediction?
Springboks by 10. I'm going to stick with that.
Sticking with it.
By 10, and the final score is going to be 20-30.
20-30.
Yeah.
3 tries?
2 tries, 2 penalties.
Okay, got it.
1 for Pollock, 1 for Marcus Smith. Springboks, Cheslin Colby 1, and the rest by the forwards.
Yeah, more tries.
Yeah, more.
Anyone that you feel is unlucky to be out of the team? Nkuna we spoke about.
Paul de Villiers.
Paul de Villiers 100%.
in form.
Yeah,
And I must give it to Emrys Papier as well.
yeah.
I think that maybe you could have rest Kobus Reinach one more week, rest him.
Yeah, make sure he's completely.
But clearly he's completely fine because Rashi, I don't think he would have put someone that's not ready. It's a big risk. So I think Emrys Papier off the bench would have been phenomenal.
Flowers, Wusi Moyo.
No.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
Not ready.
Fussy, not in the team as well.
No. Thank you.
Right call. Thank you.
Herschel? No, thank you.
Quinn Owen.
Ooh, I had him in my team. I went for a 6-2 split.
I think it's a good shout though.
I went for a 6-2 split with Emrys Papier and QQ and on in cover 10, 15. I think you can even throw him at wing or even inside center, like he's strong.
Yeah. I think Quinn Owen for me is the new Billy LaRue. He will play that role.
But I think a better one.
Better, 100%. Shout out Billy, we love you, but it's time for the
After
new
chasing
generation.
the sun, I respected you more.
Yeah, 100%. We got score predictions. Let's just go to the other games for Saturday. It is a jam-packed day of rugby.
I can't wait.
Starting early doors, early morning. All Blacks versus
What
France.
time?
This is British time, so it's an hour later. So 9 o'clock the morning, All Blacks versus France. Who do you have there? That's going to be a game. I just hope it's not in Wellington. No, it's at the New Christchurch Stadium. So it's a closed roof, running rugby. Oh, I'm excited to see it.
I love New Zealand.
I think France
but I
is
don't know
gonna,
if I can't go with my heart.
France is going to beat them. I feel like France is going to beat them.
And it just got all the players back now after the weekend.
Who?
DuPont, all of them.
Yeah.
They're back because it was the top 14 final on Saturday. So DuPont, Intermark.
Do you think they go straight in?
They have to. It's against New Zealand. They're not going to want to lose their first match.
Yeah, not true.
Wow.
I can't wait.
I'm a bit disappointed in that they didn't choose Du Plessis from the Hurricanes, the flank. I can't understand or believe it.
Yeah.
But okay.
Better for us.
Yeah. I mean, if they start Ruben Love and Cameron Roygaard,
it's
going to be a very good match for them. I'll say New Zealand by 2 points.
Wow, tight one. I say France by 10.
Okay. I think that one can go either way. Eh?
Yeah, Japan, Italy. That's the next, or it's during that game. Not really. Yeah, I'll check the score now and then. Then we have Australia versus.
Wait, what's your score prediction?
For who?
Italy and Japan.
Do we have to give one?
Yes, I say Italy by 25.
For the sake of it, I say Japan by 10.
Okay.
No, by 5.
Japan
by 5. It's at home as well. Australia, Ireland.
Where?
That is 10 past 12 o'clock.
Wait. Away?
That's in Australia, Sydney.
They don't have enough. They don't have enough juice. Ireland by 17.
I say Australia by 3.
Lovely. I hope they win. Next, Fiji.
Wales, Fiji. That's in Cardiff. So in Wales. I say Wales by 15. I think the Welsh guys are getting the upward trajectory at the
Wales
moment.
by 7. Last minute try by Louis Rees-Zammit.
Hey. We spoke about the Springboks versus England. Then the evening, 9 o'clock, Los Pumas versus Scotland. That is in Argentina.
Argentina by 12.
Argentina by 20.
Okay. I thought you liked Scotland. I thought Scotland's better than Australia, but you said Australia's going to beat Ireland.
They are better than...
Did you say Australia's going to beat Ireland?
But it's at home. It's the first game. Australia is one of those teams that on their day they can beat anyone. And I think for this first game they're going to come. If they pick Ben Donaldson at 10, I think they'll do well. Other than that, we have some big things coming.
Yes.
There's a clue in this video as to the big thing that's coming. Just have a look, try to pick it up. But
we'll see it in the next episode. Should be.
Should be.
And then I think for the next episode, since we always predict our teams, we want to give a fan
Yes.
a chance to predict their team for the following match, which is Wales. No,
Scotland.
Scotland, sorry.
Scotland.
Scotland, the 11th of July. So then one of you guys can send through your team predictions and then we'll post it on our socials and stuff as well. Thank you for all the people in comments, sharing, loving, and, just
Supporting.
subscribing to our channels.
100%.
We
really
will in the
appreciate
week
it.
as well reveal a location where we will be interviewing a few fans. Probably by Wednesday or Thursday, we will
Yes.
announce it. So keep looking at our socials on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. We're all over.
Yeah. And then come out. Let's get interactive. Like we always say, this show is about you guys. It's about us as the fans.
For the fans, by the fans.
So come out, enjoy the rugby with us, and we will see you next week again
Come
with
on.
our reactions. Let's go
Come on, Boga.
Boca!